Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosalie Kinsey. If you're new here, if you're not, thank you once again for being here. I don't usually do monthly wrap-up. I don't know why, I just like always forget to do them, but this month was actually a really good month for me, so I wanted to do one, and I'm excited because I actually read 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. I loved every single one of them. This is like 4-star, 5-star. I think the lowest is a 3 something, but I still very much like that one. So yeah, first one that I read and loved is the 7-Year Slips. I've heard so many great things about this before I picked it up, and at first I wanted to read The Dead Romantic by this author, but I'm so happy that I started with this one. I loved it so much. This is about Clementine, where Clementine is actually going through a little bit something right now. She lost her aunt, who she was really close to. Her aunt was a little best friend, her travel buddy. She and her aunt was really close. The aunt was full of life. She was a very happy person. She was always there for Clementine and everything. And obviously, after losing your best friend, after losing the person who has your back, you going to be emotional. So she's going to grift and everything, and the aunt will always tell her that the apartment was a little bit magical. The apartment, like Ben's time, it goes specifically 7 years in the past and 7 years in the future. She did not believe it, because like, would you believe someone that tells you that? I wouldn't. She just thought that the aunt was a great storyteller. And until one day the aunt died and left the apartment for Clementine, until one day she's sleeping in the aunt apartment, now her apartment, and she got woken up by this stranger, you know, who claims that the aunt is leasing him the apartment for the weeks, and the aunt is away on vacation. And obviously, knowing that she knows the aunt is dead, she's pissed off. She's thinking that it's a joke. She's cursing at him. She's mad, as she should be. You know, she ran outside, and then she realized that she's actually 7 years in the past. So he exists 7 years in the past, and she's 7 years his future. This was so good. I loved it. I shared tears. I cried. I'm not even gonna lie. I cried a couple of times. And I know when I'm reading the book, I know it's good when I'm like texting people about it. I was texting my sister about this. I was sending her little quotes, and I was just like, I need you to read this book. And I loved it. There were some good quotes in here that I loved. And I don't know, something about this, just love. I love Clementine. I love her character development. I love the guy in this. He called her Lemon. Really enjoyed it. I feel like this author wrote grift in such a like realistic way. I think that's what had me like crying, because I'm just like, this feels too realistic. It feels too good. Like, it was too good. I loved it. At first I wanted to read The Dead Romantic by her, but I'm so happy that I ended up reading this first one, because I don't know, something about this one felt special. It really felt special. I ended up giving it a 5-star. I loved it. I can't wait to read it again, honestly. It was really good. Trigger warning, little bit of sugar. I didn't know this going into this. I wish I did. Someone did take the life. It wasn't like a big thing, like they didn't explain it, but I just wish I knew something like that was going to be mentioned, because I was shocked. I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. So yeah, it's literally just mentioned. It's not like a big paragraph or anything like that, but I wish that I knew going into it. But yeah, the second book that I read is this one. This is me in a book. I promise you, this is me in this book. Like, I know somehow she saw me and she knows my life. She's like, I'm gonna write about this girl. I'm delusional, let me be. But this is about Lily Green. Lily Green is a little bit awkward. She's a book nerd. She's a little bit shy, you know, me. But she emailed her favorite fantasy writer, NR. She did not think that he was going to write back. She just emailed. She was having a really rough day. She emailed him, and she checked her email. He replied. She's shocked. She's like, oh my God. She replied. She was like, I did not know you were going to reply. This is so cool. She's emailing with him, and they're just emailing each other. And next thing you know, they have a nice little like friendship connection thing going on through email. That was happening. And one day they're like, we should meet each other. Let's just FaceTime. They were going to FaceTime, and she's waiting for him on the little FaceTime thing. He never showed up. He didn't show up. She's like emailing him, hey, I'm here. Are you coming? Are you this? Are you that? Nothing. And so she left. And a couple of weeks went by. He emailed her and said, I'm not who you think I am. Please stop. Just stop emailing me. Whatever. And so she's like, wait, what do you mean? Are you not in R? Like, what's going on? What's this? Nothing. The email says not working. So she's been blocked. And months later, she's trying to move on with life. She still feels like, wait, this was just so weird. Like, we had a connection. We were talking. We were this. What happened? But months later, she's trying to move on with her life, right? And she has this handsome new neighbor. You know, she's looking at him. She's like, he's cute. I can't help but look at him and like, wow, he's a very black, strong man that makes me happy every time I see him. But they never really talk. She's just really shy, a bookworm. She stays in her book until one day she actually needs a date to her sister's wedding. Her sister just keeps like trying to set her up with people. She's like, no, I can actually find a date on my own. So she goes to Nick Brown. She ended up asking him for a favor, and yeah, it was very, very, very cute. I love this. I ended up giving it a 6 star. You know how I know it needed a gold star next to it? Because I was in the ER. I was in the ER listening to this. Like, I was just like, oh wow, this is so good. I was in the ER in the hospital bed thinking about this book, and I'm like, this needs a gold star because I'm enjoying this while I'm in pain. This new one, nothing happened in this book. Nothing happened. I loved every page. I loved every single page. I was in the park reading this, and I'm just like, what's the ending in here? What's the ending? What's going to happen? Nothing. It was just a very fun, interesting, fluffy story, and I honestly enjoyed and liked every single page of this. This is about this girl. Her name is, what was her name again? Vivian, who got her heart broken 9 years ago. And as any 19-year-old, you know, imagine that. You got your heart broken. You will be listening to Lana Del Rey's song. You will be writing letters that probably gonna end up in the trash. You're not gonna send the letters to him. You will be sad, you know? But you won't curse your ex-boyfriend. No, you won't be drunk and be like, let's curse him. You won't do that. But she did that. She did that. Yeah. Me and our cousin Gwen was a little drunk one day, and they're like, you know what we should do? We should curse him. Let's curse Reese. That was her ex-boyfriend named Reese. And they opened the window. It was a full moon, and they jokingly, like, they thought it was a joke. They just have some Bath and Body Works like candle right there, and they're like, okay, let's do it. Let's curse him. They made up a curse and all of that, and they're like, this is a joke. Like, he's actually not cursed. Like, don't worry about it. It's fine. 9 years later, she ended up seeing Reese, the ex-boyfriend, who had to come in town for something. And then she realized that his life isn't really as easy as it should be. Like, things are happening to Reese. And she's like, ooh, actually, you know what? I think it might have worked. The curse actually worked. So Reese's curse. And she told them in the whole book, it was just them going through, find something to help Reese and the whole town who ended up actually being cursed because of Reese. Then I read The Fine Print by Lauren Usher. I did a whole reading vlog for this, so I'm not going too deep into it. If you want to see me reading this, it will be somewhat up here. I don't know how to do this actually, but I read this in my last reading vlog. Anyways, The Fine Print. This is about Warren and Zara. Warren, this is the first book of the Dreamland Billionaire. If you don't know about the Dreamland Billionaire, this 3 brothers, Kyle, Warren, and Declan, the grandfather died, left him a will, but in the will, they have to do a tax in order for them to receive their inheritance. So all of them have a book, and they have to do the tax in order for them to receive their inheritance. If they don't do that task, they will lose the inheritance to the father, who we hate. We do not like this man. Warren's tax was basically to renovate the family dream park, which was basically like Disney World in Florida. So if you know, if you've been to Disney, it gives all the Disney vibe. It was really cute. It was fun. It was nice. And also Zara, the female character in this, was such a cute little sunshine. I loved her. Honestly, she carried this whole book. She carried this whole book because Warren, sometimes you wanted to shake some senses into Warren. I kid you not. I don't even want to talk about him because like I read this couple, like maybe 5 something days ago, and he still bothers me. But it was cute. It was, I like him. I like him still. You know, at the end, he really made up for it. But like, I kid you not, this man messed up a whole lot of times. So yeah, if you want to see that, I have a whole reading vlog up there. Then I read A Cut of Miss Inar. This took me like 5 something days to finish, but I loved it. I love Sarah J. Maas's writing so much. The way she describes every little thing just makes you like envision, like it makes you want to be like a visual reader, if that makes sense, because you're just trying to picture everything that she describes. But this is the second book of the 𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐢𝐻 series, and Tamlin in this one versus Tamlin in A Cut of Thorn and Roses. 2 different Tamlin, two whole different timelines. So when you start this series and you fall in love with Timon and the Cut of Thorn Roses, do not expect the same one in this one, because he was nowhere to be found in this one. Kid you not. But Reese though will make you all warm inside. He will make you happy. He will make you have a little butterfly every time Reese comes in this page. But yeah, I really love it. No, it was a long slow burn. I actually enjoyed every little single page of it. And yeah, also in that same reading vlog, I also read Twisted Game by Anna Wong. This is the second book of the Twisted Min series. Nothing happened in this book. Also, I kid you not, honestly, nothing happened in this book. However, it was fun. It was a very fun read. I ended up giving it a 4-star, knowing that I predicted everything that was going to happen in this book. Was not wrong. Not once. I think like I only saw like I didn't see one thing coming. One thing was it like a big shocking thing. I'm just like, oh, okay, I can see that. But like, it's so good, fun, and steamy. It's a comfort book. If you have a headache but you want to read, you want to like somehow not think too much, this is one of the books that you're going to pick up. This is about Bridget, who is a princess. Her bodyguard is going to leave because his wife is giving birth, and so she needs a new bodyguard. Enter Reese. Reese is a top of the line bodyguard. He is a badass. He's one of the best in the world, and him and Bridget do not get along because, you know, it's a romance book, they won't get along. She kind of sort of think like he's a little overbearing, too protective. She's just like, you're doing too much. My other bodyguard used to let me do this. Like, why are you doing all of this? But Reese was just like, you will do this, and that's just that. That's that. You will follow what I say. You will do what I say. No question asked, everything. But Reese, even though he was grumpy and like a bodyguard, he was very hard. He had a little soft spot for Bridget. And yeah, it was really cute. There was so many cute moments in there, like including she had a bucket list and he made them come true for her. And it was so freaking cute. And like one of the gift he gave her, I just found out so perfect. I was like, this is so cute. Like, I'm loving this. Honestly, nothing crazy happened in this book at all. Nothing crazy happened in this book, but I love it. I really did. There's one scene that I'm sitting there, I'm just like, everyone loved this scene. It created like, I couldn't do it. If you know this book, if you're on Book Talk, then you know there's this one scene where she had to crawl to him. I did not like it. Everyone loved that scene, and I was just like, I'm going to love that scene. But like, I'm just imagining in my head, I'm a visual reader, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Like, this is not a spoiler, because I kid you not, if you type Twisted Game by Hannah Wong on TikTok, it will show up. Like, crawl scene will be in the search bar, and everyone talk about it, and everyone was just like, it's so cute, it's so sexy. But as I'm reading this, I'm like, Bridget, get up, have some dignity. But ended up giving it a 4-star. I know if I'm ever going to like a reading slump, I will pick this up and it will help me get out of it, because it's just such a very comfortable read. The last two books that I read this month are The Love Cone, and I also reread this one because A Curse of True Love is out and I want to read it, and I just wanted to refresh my memory. This made me cry. It made me cry the first time, and I still cried the second time, knowing the end. I was just like, hits me every time. But I read The Love Cone. I started listening to it in the audiobook, and I was just like, oh, actually this is really good. Let me sit there so I could like highlight and like dog ears my favorite part. I enjoyed it. This is about Kenya. Kenya is into cosplay. She's a beautiful black woman who's into cosplay. She loves dressing. She's always loved that. And so Kenya is in this reality competition show. It's called like, what is it called? Cosplay or No Way. She's been doing great. She thinks that she can win. And then there's this one, a little judge who's been a little, she's not the kindest to Kenya. She always just thinks that Kenya isn't good enough. She's always saying things to Kenya. And in the last round, the last challenge, you can actually choose someone to like work with you. It's Kenya and somebody else. That person chose their spouse. They're like, okay, I'm going to choose my spouse who's going to compete in the last round competition with me. And then Kenya shows her best friend Cameron, who she knows since high school. And then the judge was like, oh, so Kim is actually your friend, he's not your man, you know, he's not your man. And Kenya was just like, actually Kim is my man. Yeah, he's my lover. So yeah, she thinks that Kenya could not get a man because she's plus size. She just always looked down upon Kenya. And Kenya was like, actually Kim is not only my best friend, he's my man. It was a lie. But Kim was actually in love with Kenya. he's actually been in love with Kenya. So we have a little fake dating, a little bit of reality show. But the thing is, because of the show being a reality show, they have to follow them around. So we follow how they have to fake the whole thing. They were roommates and now she has to move into his bedroom and all of this. It was really, really cute. I think the only thing I didn't love was the amount of time this girl says, I don't know if we should do this. I was like, girl, like, what can this man do to prove to you that he wants you? Like, I don't know what you want him to do at this point. Like, I'm not even in the book and I want to jump in and tell you, like, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? If you say one more time, does he really? I'm like, girl, he likes you. Please stop, immediately stop. But yeah, really liked it. I give this a 3.5 star, like something. Yeah, it was really, really good. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this one and I enjoyed it, honestly. And yeah, I reread this one. I have no words. It's still 6 star, gold star, wonderful star. This is the second book of Once Upon a Broken Heart. The last one of the installment comes out. A Curse of True Love comes out, and yeah, I want to read it. Since you said 8 books, I can say I loved and liked each of them. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Stay blessed. Bye.